All right, I hope you are having an awesome Wednesday. What a great day to be alive. So, I am getting ready for Date with Destiny. Super excited about it. And in part of getting ready for it, I've been going through my old notes of other Tony Robbins events, just refreshing my mind of what I've already learned so that when I get there, I'm ready to dive in again. And there were a couple of time that I saw Tony Robbins speak that I wanted to share with you because I think they are so impactful, and it's honestly, I think it's something that's pretty easy to take and implement into your world. So why don't I tell you when I saw it or heard him? It was in March at Funnel Hacking Live in Orlando, Florida. Tony Robbins was actually the keynote speaker. First time I'd ever seen Tony Robbins, and holy cow, completely blew me away. It's so fun. So in that event, he talked about the 3 levels of mastery. And I think it is so important and underutilized that there are 3 levels of mastery, and you need to know what they are. So the first level of mastery is just cognitive mastery. That's what you get when you go to school. It's like, do you know how to spell? Do you know what a question mark is and what an exclamation point is, right? It's just basic understanding of a concept. The second level of mastery is emotional mastery, where you can really feel, all right, I get what a question mark is. Now I feel what it means when someone asks a question. So that second level is that emotional mastery, where when something happens, when you engage, you really feel and understand it. And it's important to remember, information without emotion is super easy to forget. So I want you to think about an event you went to 1 month ago. Could be a training, could be a conference, could be just something. Just think about it real quick. Now, at that event, can you remember everything? Can you? Now, think about it. Is there anything specific you remember? And why did you remember it? Chances are because you had an emotional reaction to it. When emotion is brought into the conversation, it changes the whole picture. So emotional mastery is when emotion becomes a big part of the learning process, of your process. And the last lesson is physical mastery. Physical mastery is when you do it consistently, when you don't even have to think about it. Did you tie your shoes today? Chances are you did. Did you think about it? No. Most of the time, our shoes, we just look down and holy guacamole, they're tied. Now, I've got a 5-year-old, different story. Not at that physical mastery of tying shoes. So those are the 3 levels of mastery that we need to be aware of as we're going through life. Cognitive mastery won't do a ton for you. I mean, it's easy to forget information. Once you make it emotional and then practice it, that's when you get to physical mastery. So make sure if you're passionate about something, you are getting to that physical mastery level. That's key. So the next thing going through my notes that I realized that I looked at is how often do we lose relationships, and why do we lose them? And here was something Tony said that just stuck out to me that I think you might enjoy. It's do what you did at the beginning of the relationship, at the end of the relationship, and the relationship will not end. If you treat people consistently the same way, the relationship's not going to end. They're not going to take their toys and go play somewhere else. They're going to be committed to you. So I want you to, as you're going through life, keep that in mind. I need to constantly be doing the things I did when we first started. Because It is so easy. So take me in sales. In sales, it is so easy. You spend hours and days focused on how do I help this person? How do I get them into my world? How do I get them into my company? And so you spend all this time focusing, and we forget that once you get them in, now it's off to the next prospect. It is way easier to keep a client than it is to get a new client. So why do we focus all this time on the front end, getting new clients, and ignore the back end? So you've got to remember, do what you did at the beginning of the relationship. At the end, your relationships will last way longer. They won't end because it's mutually beneficial. All right, the next thing, energy is a mindset and a habit. It is not something you wake up with one day. Oh my God, this is who I am. You have to practice it. You have to get used to it. You have to work on it. Energy is just a mindset. You can get up and get going and get rocking without coffee. You can. You just have to practice. You just have to do it. You've got to do it consistently. Far too often we don't. We don't do it consistently, and then we get up and we're like, oh, I need help. I need time. I need to do something, right? Energy is just a mindset. So wrap your head around the fact that you are a ball of fire, baby. You're on fire. It's you. You have the energy. It's all within you. You don't have to go find it. You don't have to create it. It's already there. You just have to use it. And the only way you can do that is by practice, by consistently doing it over and over and over again. So next, satisfied customers are not enough. If you are doing just enough to have satisfied customers, chances are you are going out of business. You're going out of business right now. You need to be creating raving fans. A satisfied customer they're a dime a dozen. They're the type of people that come, give you $10, have their meal, and they're like, that was all right. I might come back later and take off. Whereas if you go out and really wow someone, they're going to be like, holy guacamole, this place is amazing. I can't wait to come back. The food was so good. The waiter was so good, right? It's up to you. You have to create raving fans. That should be your number one job in life. How do I create raving fans? How do I provide enough value that people love me? They want to be there. They want to refer me. They want to help me. You do it by creating raving fans. You don't do it by doing the bare minimum. The bare minimum will put you out of business. I promise you. I promise you. So create raving fans. So the next lesson that I wanted to share with you is there's 3 patterns of focus. People, as they're going through life, there's really these 3 different things you can focus on. So first, and I want you to ask yourself these questions right now. First, do you focus on what you have or what you don't have? Comment below, share. Do you focus on what you have or do you focus on what you don't have? It's a simple question, but the meaning behind it is life-changing. Next, do you focus on what you can control or what you can't control? Do you focus on things that are your fault or someone else's? Far too often, we focus on all of the reasons that it is your fault that I am failing. Guess what? There is only one person responsible for my failures. Only one. It's right here, right? And you can do that to you. Boop. It's you. You are responsible for your failure. Sorry, that's life. Do you focus on what you can control or can't control? Next, do you focus on the past, the present, or the future? Just overall, when you're thinking, when you're journaling, when you're meditating, when you're spending time with yourself, do you focus on the past, the present, or the future? Every single one of these answers has a huge impact on you as a person. You've got to get great at focusing on the right thing. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you aren't focusing on the right thing, then holy guacamole, you're making a lot of mistakes. So make sure you focus on the right thing. Make sure you spend time focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. Because if you focus on what you are, if you focus on what you want, are you guaranteed success? No. The answer is no, you are not. If you focus on what you don't want, you are guaranteed failure. Because where focus goes, energy flows. If you're focused on doing one thing, it is going to make a big difference. So make sure as you're going through life, your focus, you have intense focus on what you want out of life, not what anybody else wants. Because I promise you, they are not thinking about what you want. They are not thinking about what you need. They are thinking about what they need. It is our mission. It is our job to take care of us. The number one rule of triage, take care of number one so you can help number two. If you don't take care of you, you cannot go change the world. You cannot go help others because you are going to be lying around waiting for someone to come change your world. The only person who cares enough about your world to change it is you. So get off the couch, get up off your seat, go jump around, go do something, take care of you. That's what you need to do. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so fired up. Next week is going to be amazing. So I'm going to Date with Destiny. And at Date with Destiny, I'm doing an unboxing of the event. And what that means is I'm just going to be interviewing other attendees, getting their lessons learned, sharing my lessons learned similar to this. What am I taking away? What am I thinking when it comes to this event? So if you would like to come on that journey with me, comment below, show some love. I'll send you a link where you can subscribe and be a part of that unboxing of Date with Destiny. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.